This is the third segment of your sampling lecture. This segment is on non-probability sampling. Unlike probability sampling, not everybody will have a chance to be included in the sample when you use non-probability sampling. Because the process of determining the sample size is not well defined, the degree of sampling error cannot be estimated. Therefore, this immediately limits the ability of the results to be generalized. Nonetheless, this manner of determining your study sample has its use. We will discuss three types of non-probability sampling. First is convenience sampling. In convenience sampling, the researcher will ask participants who are readily available to take part in the study. For example, in the study, Diagnostic Thinking Skills of Filipino Physical Therapists, questionnaires were distributed to physical therapists who attended the convention. Therefore, you right away eliminate physical therapists who do not have funds to attend the convention, those who do not live close to the convention site, or those who do not always attend the conventions. Therefore, you do not get a true representation of the target population. However, the results of the study gave researchers an idea on how some Filipino physical therapists process diagnostic thinking skills. This served as preliminary report for future studies. Other examples of convenience sampling is if you ask your class to answer a questionnaire, or if you position yourself outside a busy grocery and ask everyone to answer a survey. In purposive sampling, the researcher identifies specific individuals who would be able to provide the data needed. The researcher seeks out these individuals. In the study of Professor Kabatan on chronic sorrow, she needed to talk to parents of patients with developmental disabilities. She believed that this group of parents would be able to provide her the data she needed regarding the phenomenon of chronic sorrow. Another method is called snowball sampling. When using this method, after identifying one or two potential participants purposively, these participants recommend others who are in similar situation. It is often the case that they would know others who are in similar situations. Most of these non-probability methods are used in qualitative and descriptive researches. These methods allow a more in-depth collection of data that is usually needed. The effectivity of probability sampling may be demonstrated by the surveys conducted during the election. If you remember, during the last presidential elections, there were a couple of companies who would do surveys. Sometimes candidates would hire them to do this so that they can have an idea on where and to whom they would strengthen their campaigning. This survey was conducted probably among 100 registered voters and were asked if the elections were today, who would you vote for? Notice at the bottom it tells you how many percent is error. 1%. So that means they have 99% level of confidence. This study was a week before the elections. Now look at the actual results. Look how similar the results are. Binay's and Grace Poe's votes were very similar. It looks like there were last minute changes to Rojas' votes, probably from Grace Poe's camp. But Duterte really had that 30+% advantage over everyone else. Because the electoral list is in place, the researchers can use this as their sampling frame to do probability sampling. I believe they also did cluster sampling in terms of location, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and stratification according to social classes A to E. Conducting your study through a sample is less expensive. You have your results faster because of less data, and you can get more detailed information. This ends the third segment of your sampling lecture. You may proceed to your fourth and last sampling lecture.